This is my prediction video for the Zab Judah versus Danny Garcia fight. And I was disappointed when the fight got delayed because Danny had injured a rib during his training, so the fight's going to happen in April. So basically I think Danny Garcia is going to win this fight without too much of a problem. Danny Garcia has pretty good punching power. He looks kind of slow. He's a good counter puncher, and he's undefeated. And he seems like a pretty tough boxer. Could take a punch pretty good. But his defense needs work because he does get hit a lot from what I've seen. But I think that he's going to be able to weather the early storm of Zab Judah, because that's where Zab Judah is at his most dangerous, in the early rounds of the fight. He's very quick and powerful, but Zab Judah is only a 4-round fighter. After the first 4 rounds, he starts to fade. And that's if he hasn't taken too much punishment already. If he starts to get beat down in the early rounds, he just mentally sort of kind of breaks down. It's like he loses confidence real easy, and he just doesn't have the heart of a champion. He had he had all the other tools. He pretty good boxing skills. He had good speed, good power, but he never really had the heart of a champion, and that's why he always lost in his biggest fights. But at the same time, if Danny Garcia underestimates Zab Judah and doesn't train properly, Zab Judah could surprise him. But I think Danny Garcia is not going to underestimate Zab Judah. I think he's going to train hard and not be too careless. But I think that I see the fight going. I see Zab Judah probably winning the first 2 rounds, starting off strong. Then once Danny Garcia gets his momentum going, he's going to start hurting Zab Judah with the counter punches. And I would say by the 5th or 6th round, that's when Zab Judah is really going to start getting discouraged, and he's probably going to start losing his composure and just mentally breaking down like he's been doing in a lot of his fights. I think Danny Garcia will probably, he might knock Zab Judah out. If he does, it'll probably be in the 8th or 9th round. Zab Judah, he's not in his prime anymore, and he's already lost a lot of his big fights, and I just don't really see what he can do now, that unless he gets lucky and catches Garcia with a lucky punch. Otherwise, I just don't see him winning this fight. Zab Judah just lacks the heart, bottom line. And so like I said, this fight's going to take place in April because it got delayed. And I think this is going to be on Showtime. It's not going to be an HBO fight. But I think Danny Garcia will win by a late round KO or TKO. And that's all I got to say about that.